What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades. And today we're going to do like a multi-viewed video. And we're going to talk about several different cryptos and ones that you guys want to talk about as well. I made probably one of my best blogs that I've written so far. I've liked a couple of them that I wrote, but this blog that I wrote today is fire. And it really kind of puts everything into perspective. I've been thinking about it, stewing on it for a while, and today I pulled the trigger, and I really had some good dates and times for everything. So go check that out on bitcoinrenegade.net or on Medium as well. It's on both, or Publish Aux. Follow me on Twitter, Bitcoin Renegade, over there with the 3. On TikTok, Bitcoin Renegade, and our website. We're doing a Twitter contest, but we might quit doing that, actually, at least on YouTube. So let me actually change this on here. I am still going to be doing giveaways, but I think I'm just going to do it in a way where we don't really advertise about it much and just kind of reward loyal followers and subscribers. So, BitcoinRenegade.net. I remember when I still wanted a website back in the day, so it's pretty nice to actually have accomplished that feat. So thanks to Definity for that one, for that grant that I got, and it's helped me in a lot of different ways. So, but let's talk about Jasmy today. What's up? We've been talking about internet computer a lot, so I've kind of felt bad for all of my other people here. I really like internet computer, but I can't neglect all my other crypto peeps out there. So let's look at Jasmy right away. I am actually dollar cost averaging into this crypto, not as fast as some other ones, but I do want to get a nice bag of Jasmy. It went right up to my buy-in price before, and now it's back down a little bit. But Jasmy's looking good. We still have over $69 million in volume with only a $46 million market cap. I still don't understand that all the way why it's such a small market cap. 4.5 billion Jasmy, maximum supply is how many? 50 billion. So if all of the supply was out, that would be like 10x. So that would be about 460. Yeah, right there, 486. That would be the full market cap. So it could go a lot higher. And I bet it's been, a couple hundred million in the bull run. So you guys got to remember, we're at like the bottom part of the bear market right now. Jasmy smells fishy. You get a little, curious about things sometimes. It is a little fishy that it has such a small market cap, but other than that, it seems, like a legit, project. I've looked into it. I've done a lot of research. It has a, good team behind it. It's not as good as some of the other projects, but I think there's a lot of money to be made just because of the small market cap, with the massive amounts of volume that go through it. I wonder what they use it for that causes it to almost double in volume every day. That's the kind of thing we don't know. Like, who's buying all of this? I want to get like in with an exchange or two and like get some of the information from them, or like try to figure out how I can deduct some of the information about like what are these cryptos doing? Who's trading this? Like, where does all the volume come from? I'm sure there's places out there. I just need to do research and find out like where I can find that kind of stuff out. And I'll do that in the coming weeks just to see if I can find out, where the trading is. It futures? Is it, leverage trading? What is going on? Where are they trading it at? Coinbase. It is on Coinbase, Binance. So you'd really think that it would be a bigger market cap. Or else they'd release more coins, or it would be worth more. So that there's a lot of things, you're right, that don't just add up. But I think it's just the way this crypto is. I don't think it's like a problem we need to worry about. I think it's just kind of the way that this crypto is. Now, that being said, let's look at the candle chart, because some of those things don't add up. But if you look at it all together, that's the thing. If just one thing doesn't look right, but everything else does, then you don't have to worry as much. But if you like find one thing wrong and then you find another thing wrong and another thing and another thing and another thing, and then you're like, well, geez, I mean, but this one, that's the only thing that I really see wrong with it is that it did have a fall from, the top, but look where it came out, November 2021. Again, a lot like Internet Computer and how it started. It just was a bad time to start. It started basically 20. This was at the top of the bull market. Is that when it came out? November 2021. That looks like the USDT. Let's look at USD. Okay, that looks like it came out, November 2021. At least on this chart right here. And it was all the way up at 17. Yeah, that ain't right because this has been up to a couple dollars before. So that's one thing I don't understand is why the different charts are the way that they are. Okay, this does say it went up to like 35 cents, but if we go look at it on Coinbase though, like let's look at the Jasmy chart. Oh, hey Ren. What's up, buddy? You want to come say hi to everybody? Want to say hi? Everybody want to say hi to the kitty real quick? Ren, come say hi, buddy. He came over to say what's up to everyone. He's like, they're talking about Jasmy. About Jasmy. He's like, I want my NFT. You promised me an NFT. Oh, you don't have it. I'm leaving. That's what he said. He said, you don't have my NFT. I'm out. But let's look at Jasmy on Coinbase now. Because I want to look at it. Okay, let's just do Jasmy chart. Coinbase. Okay, you guys are back, right? Okay, I just had to make sure. Coinbase, here we go. Jasmy, not an ad. Okay. All right, now let's go and look at the all-time. And this is where it's going to tell us how high Jasmy. See? As you see, it had a big old pump, just like Internet Computer. Yeah, it went to $4.29. So if you guys know the reason why it has such drastically different prices. This says all the way back in February 15th, 2021. That's what we just figured it out on this one. That's because this only shows back till November of 2021, and this one shows all the way back to February of 2021. We cracked the mystery, but I don't understand why this one doesn't go back that far. That is a part of the mystery. We might never know. But it went to a really, really high price here. But again, it wasn't a good time to start the market. Right around the same time, a little bit before Internet Computer came out, this one came out and kind of did the same thing. That shows that, there was market manipulation, but it also shows that it was just kind of a bad time for crypto to be released on the market. It was a good time to pump real quick, but a bad time as the market just kept going down after that. So that's kind of the same thing that happened with Internet Computer. But I think it happened a lot more drastically with Jasmy, honestly. Like, look at that, 99.21% down. Internet Computer, I don't know how far it is to like 98%, but I don't think it's quite that far down. But Jasmy still, I mean, all of that being said, it doesn't make me worry too much. Now let's go look at some TA. That's what we need to do because that'll tell us what's happening in the shorter term because I'm trying to buy more of this at a good level. So let's see. This does only go back to, it does go to October. Well, we got a little bit further back. It was November before. So, all right, let's kind of zoom in and see. Let's get some indicators. We will look at Algorand, Graph, and Polygon, and then I will come and check the chat out. I'm trying to look at it. What's up, XDR0? Hey, I'm coming after your score on Spikes, Icy Bird Spikes. So, King Love, you can use your Icy Bird on the new game too if you haven't played it yet. It's called Spikes, and you can collect your bird token as well because that could possibly be worth some dough later on. The only thing I worry about is some of these projects stop. The only way they wouldn't really be worth a lot is if they stop developing. That's the only way projects really go away is if the developers give up. So we do have, it isn't a descending triangle because let's zoom in a little bit more. That's why. There we go. That is more of a symmetrical triangle right here. And that could be a good thing. Now, it could be a bad thing if you're talking short term because we could go down here to 9-1 again before taking back off to the top up here at over a penny again. Now, we could hold support right here at about 9.6 and go back up and test over a penny as well. So let's get some moving averages out here and we can really see kind of where we're sitting. This is the daily, and this is the one I'm going to want to look at first. Even before we get the RSI, I really want to see where these EMAs lie. And we're going to look at that 9, but we're going to change it to. Okay, the 9 is at 101, so it is above a penny. So let's change that to the 100. All right. Well, we didn't really need to do that. The 100's way up here at like almost 2 cents. 1 3/4 cents. So then we look at the 21. It's up at 10. Oh, we have two 21s. Whoops. Sorry about that. I bet you caught that when I did it. Now we have the 21 and the 50. So, the 50 is even higher up at 11. I was hoping that the 50 was going to be below the 21. That would signify a small golden cross, not the one we like to see, which is the 50 over the 200 for a real golden cross. But we're not too far below that. Now, if we can hold this and go back and get above this EMA 21 is going to be our very first area of resistance right there. And that 9 sits kind of right there as well. So we don't really need that 100. So let's get that 9 back out there. I just wanted to see where that 100 was at just in case, but it's too far up there to matter. But yeah, we're below that 9. So the 9 is going to be actually after the 21. So the 9 is above the 21. And that's why we're going down right here. We had like this death cross right here, which means that the 21 went below the 9. Now, if the 9 goes back over the 21, that'll be good. Yeah, because if you look, this is the 21, right? Yep. And then it went below the 9 right here. Actually, that should have been good. The larger, hold on, I gotta look at my notes. I'll maybe one day I'll remember it, but until then, I wrote a lot of notes for today's blog. It took me several hours. This was the longest I ever spent on a blog. I really did a lot of work on this blog today, but I'm pretty proud of it too. So, where is it? Where is it? Oh my god, I can't find it. Give me just a couple of minutes. Oh, I think it's right here. I always write lots of notes. Lots of them. Okay. Wow. Can't find the right page. So it's when the smaller time frame goes above the larger time frame that it's a golden cross. I remember that. So yeah. So when the smaller time frame goes above the larger time frame, it's good, and when the larger time frame goes below the lower time frame, it's bad. But how does that make sense? Because that's the same thing. If the large one goes over, hold on. If the 21 it goes under the 9, it's bad. But if the 9 goes over the 21, it's good. Wait, under the 21. So we want to, no, we want to get over it. Okay, jeez. I need to look it up again and write it down again. I'm sorry. I hate it when that happens. It confuses in my head. I don't know why. I can't process it in my brain. My brain won't let me do it. That's why I have to write it down. When a short-term moving average crosses over a major long-term moving average to the upside. I can do that later. But so I'll definitely write that down later so I don't forget. I did, but it's gone somewhere. I'm gonna have to write down somewhere I can remember it. But when a short-term moving average crosses over a major long-term moving average to the upside, so it isn't really going to count with the 9 and the 21. It looks like to me. So but when a short term price, which is this one, moves over a large term price, that happened right here. And then it went back under right here and we started going down. That's what I was trying to say. But it got so confused in my head. I'm sorry about that. That is the one thing I just probably won't talk about that as much. Like those golden crosses, it just something about that gets my wires crossed. And that's why I wrote it down. So I can you guys are awesome for sticking with me and not making fun of me for that. What up, dead man? Walking. Thanks for stopping by again, King Love. Oh, Justin's here too. Oh, you're driving. Be careful, man. Definitely a shout out to Justin and King Love, my moderators. I am looking for at least 2 more moderators. I'm not just going to pick people this time. I'm going to have people, if they want to, let me know if you want to become a moderator. If you're interested, let me know. I could use 2 more. So the first 2 people that want to be the moderators that I approve will be my new moderators. So as well as Justin and King Love. So just want to let you guys know that. I figured out a new cool thing on here. You can either squish this in or push it out right here. I don't know if that's zoom in, zoom out. That might be what that is on a better level. So just a little trick for you guys right there. Because sometimes my bars don't look right and I'm wondering why. And I try to fidget with this and it never looks right. You just go down here and that's why sometimes like that, you can't fix that. You're like, what is that? Why is it like? I feel like Kobe Lame right now. Like, but yeah. Anyway, so Jasmy's looking pretty interesting. It did just break down below some crucial levels. Look at that. On the way up, it rode those up, and then as soon as it broke below those, it actually did a death cross and bam, all the way down to right here. So it does look like another good buying opportunity for Jasmy. It's at the bottom side of the symmetrical triangle. Things are looking decent for it. It just went under these resistance levels again. Now, you could probably, I would never throw it all in at once. And that's what I'm telling people. Always separate your buys, even if it's only like a smaller buy, separate it into a couple days. What do you have to lose? I mean, unless it like dipped way down and you're like, heck no, that like there's a good support level there, then maybe, it's up to you. I'm just saying do it smart because what if you put it in here and then it goes all the way down to here, right? And you put it all and you're like, well, now I don't have anything to put down here. But that's up to you. Whatever works better for you. These are just tips. That's all they are, not financial advice. It's just to help you figure out how to trade the best way possible for you. And actually, I invest. I don't really trade very much. I am an investor, which means I hold for the long term. I do not daily trade crypto in a bear market, at least. I will in a bull market, but I don't actively day trade in a bear market. That's just my own personal preference. Other people do, and that's fine. And they probably make a lot of money doing it. But yeah, okay. So I'm taking way too long on this. All right, let's go to the 4 hour. I'm not going to look at the weekly because the weekly is kind of brutal. It does look like some funky form of a head and shoulders pattern played out here. That's what I was worried about is this head and shoulders. And I guess they can be really just some funky looking head and shoulders. And when it breaks out of that level, we go tumbly, tumbly down, tumbly, tumbly down. So that's a big shoulder over here, a weird looking head right here, and a really funked up looking shoulder over here. And it broke to the downside pretty gnarly. So I feel like I'm like in the 60s. Freaking tubular. Gnarly, dude. That's freaking rock, man. I don't think it actually, we aren't going to use the wick. We're just going to do the candle body. So there it is, folks. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Right to my second line. Right to 9-1. Isn't that pretty funny? How this goes exactly to my price target at the bottom of the symmetrical triangle. So we actually had a nice little area right here of support right here. You see that? So that's why it actually caught right there beforehand. But it does look maybe like a bigger head and shoulders could be forming right here. And that could really bring Jasmy down to the downside, unfortunately. And if you look at that big old head, and then you look at this as a shoulder, we got some pretty funked up stuff over here again. So, but this one, it would actually have to be from right here. And we're right at that neckline now. This area is that neckline. So they're funked up, but man, these funked up patterns are playing out lately. So funk up the jam, baby. You know what I'm saying? F-U-N-K, right? Funk, like funky chicken. But yeah, that's what that looks like. But that could be a bear trap. Or I mean, bear trap. Could be a bear trap. Could be a bear trap. Which means it's going to go back up. But this doesn't look great. This crazy little funky head and shoulder played out. So that shows that this is a valid shoulder over here if it already played out right here. Now we're onto a bigger shoulder, and this whole thing is the shoulder now. And this whole thing is the head. Instead of just here, this whole thing's the head now. This is the shoulder, and this is the other shoulder, this whole thing over here. So that's kind of funky, right? But it could play out. There isn't a neckline over here, though. But funky stuff has been playing out, yo. I mean, we already broke down from that. So what I'm looking at is like this. Even though there isn't another neckline right here, I would like to see that. So if this, I don't know. There wasn't a neckline really over here either. I guess there was. There was a neckline right there and right there. Not a whole lot of one, but there is no neckline here. So this one might not play out. This one looks real funky. So, but don't doubt that we can go down to 9-1 depending on, Bitcoin. So I am going to have us look at Bitcoin a little bit, and I'm going to move on past Jasmy right now. I feel like we've been talking about it for about 5 hours now. And so we're at 19,000. Bitcoin was just at like over 20K. It just had a, dump right here, but we are starting. Today's Monday. So this is the start of a week. We had a really good weekend pump. That was a nice little pump we had this weekend. Internet Computer had a nice little pump. A lot of other cryptos. Jasmy had a really nice pump this weekend, as you see coming up over here. This was cool. This was great. I had a lot of fun. Crypto started to get a little bit fun again. You start seeing cryptos go up, and then the dreaded head and shoulders pattern comes out and kicks us right where the sun don't shine. But that's okay. This shows bullish momentum. This is what we need to establish the bottom and continue moving. We're still not at the lowest prices that we were. This is a good thing. Now, if we go all the way back down, to these bottom prices and even further down, then we can start worrying a little bit. But we have some leeway right now. Don't take it for granted because it could be gone in a second. But these are the levels on the way down that we're going to definitely be watching. And on the way up, we're going to be watching this level. We're going to be watching definitely this level right here. And then we're going to be watching this level right here. And this level right here. And maybe even way up here at that one. See how many levels there are that we can either go to the downside. I have my own Fibonacci retracement. I can do it myself. Because that's basically all it does is you go to previous support and resistance levels. So you can kind of do that yourself and find your own levels. But definitely utilize what the trading view and stuff has. I just do it this way because it makes more sense to me. I hope it does to you guys too. You can see all the different levels on the way up that we'll have to deal with, which is quite considerable. But as you see, sometimes we get fat candles, not just on the way down, but on the way up too. Look, we get them. You forgot about them, but we still get them. You can't look at that candle, that singular one right here in the middle of nothing. Someone was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy like a lot of Jasmy right now." Someone like woke up, had a dream about it or something, was like, "Oh, I gotta buy it right now. I don't know why." No, that's just what it seems like. Because then after that, it just goes dun 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 dun. Or somebody knew something that we didn't right there, and they try. It was actually sell volume, and then at the very end, they're like, "Haha, just kidding, it's green." So let's move on to Algorand now. Are you serious? Woo! We haven't looked at Algorand in some time. Yikes! Ugh. Okay, I mean it's only like 10x from its all-time high. Only 10x down. But in the scheme of things, what a weird month. It's sitting pretty good for the month. As you see, we did have dip down to 27, 28 right there. 3 months, downhill journey, year. It's going to be the continuation of the bull run, November. And then ever since November, you were there. You lived it. But look at all the volume still. Pretty good at 69-70 million. Not a lot for Algorand, though. In the bull run, it was getting anywhere from 500 million to $1 billion of volume a day. So now it has a $2 billion market cap, 6.98 billion Algorand out there out of 10 billion. Total supply right now is 7 billion. The max supply that will ever be out is 10 billion. So they're about 70% out there. Nice volume. Not great for Algorand, though. But in a bear market, nonetheless, I'm going to start remembering these prices in bear markets too. So that way I can judge, hey, I can't judge a bear market from a bull market, daily volume. So I kind of want to learn and just watch these. That's all you got to do is kind of watch them, and you'll get a knack for it. You'll be like, oh, I remember, Algorand had like 400 billion or 400 billion in volume. No, it's not Bitcoin or Ethereum, but 400 million in volume for sure, and even a billion at times. So seeing it at 72, we'll definitely keep that in mind for the next bear market. These should at least double every bull run or every bear market, though. Like if this was at 36 million, I don't even think this has been around since 2018, but just let's say it had, or let's say in 2024, it'll be or the 2026 bear market. Say it's at 142 mil in volume in the bear market now, because we're farther up in the market. There's more money in it, so more volume. That's just speculation, but not the blog I made today. That's not speculation. That is some true stuff, and I made a lot of good points in there, and it goes along with my video last night, except it has dates and times and figures and all of that stuff that you would expect to know what's going on. So it's a really awesome blog. You guys check it out, bitcoinrenegade.net, publish aux, or I even posted it on Medium. Check it out if you want to find it, bitcoinrenegade.net, ICP blog in the window or in the menu, or follow it. You can get to it on Twitter. I left a link on Twitter. So anyway, Algorand is looking pretty bad right now. It actually looks like it has a descending triangle, which is not good. That's a continuation pattern to the downside. See that? We're at the very bottom of it too. So I'm a little bit worried about the graph. I'm a little bit worried about Algorand. ICP is a boss right now. You guys, it is holding up like a champ. I think the graph has a bright future, but it needs to be able to withstand these tests like ICP has been doing. A lot of people knock on ICP, but it's holding its test through this dump. And a lot of other cryptos are feeling the pressure and dissolving and breaking lower and lower and lower and lower prices, right? So it worries me with the graph. I like this crypto. It's a good crypto. But this one and Algorand are going to definitely be two that are great projects. Nobody's using them right now. That's the problem. I've heard other people say it. Shout out to Crypto is Good. He made a video on TikTok. Go check him out. He's getting tons of views for ICP over there. So shout out to him for spreading the word about ICP for sure. So the EMA 21 sits at 3180 and the EMA 9 is at 3089. We are sitting at 2985. Now we are below the simple moving average on the RSI, but it is starting to tilt back upwards. We are at the very bottom of the descending triangle. This is a make or break point for Algorand right now. It looks like it's possibly going to make a reversal right here. It looks like it wants to, it needs to, or it's going to break down to the downside. And if it does break down to the downside, then we are going to be looking at actually, I don't even know where this could go to the downside because, yeah, we haven't even been that far before. So, I mean, if you go to the lowest, this would be the lowest that I could see it going is 2780. But on the way back up, we're going to have some serious levels at 3250. We're going to have it at 3407. We're going to have another area at 35, another one at 37, 39, 42, and then the golden ratio up here, 50 cents, which look at this level. See why I do these on my own? Because I could basically come up with every single one of these lines on my own. Every single one of them I could come up with just by previous price action. Right there. And then right there. See, and I came up with almost every single line that they did. They got one right here that I didn't. Oh, yep, that would be one too because of those. So that's exactly what I was just showing you. You can make your own lines or use the Fibonacci retracement, which is good to have for the 1618. But I kind of do it without it, and I kind of like it better. Or I wouldn't say better. I like doing both. I like throwing the fib up there and seeing actually after I put my lines up how my lines line up with the Fibonacci retracement. So, yeah, I think the lowest that we're going to go is 2780. If we break below that, then we're looking at a 25-cent Algorand. But then by then, we're going to be oversold again. So it's not going to go much lower. We definitely are looking for a bounce right now, at least up to touch the moving average at 31 again. So that's where we're at on that. Now, the graph has been looking horrible. It looks like it wanted to retest that all-time low again. None of the other cryptos are going to their all-time low right now. That is what worries me about the graph. I'm not just saying it. Like, I hold this. I want it to do good. But it's actually at one of the lowest prices it's ever been at. And that is very, very, very worrisome to me. Because this crypto came out the gate at 10 cents. $750 million in volume in 3 days. This was the king, of crypto. And it still is. This is still a boss crypto. And the price right now doesn't show it. Just like I think it's super undervalued. It's basically the Google of blockchains. Imagine if Google got overlooked. We wouldn't have YouTube, or YouTube would be owned by Facebook or something horrible. You know what I mean? So, but it does look like it wants to recover as well. It is almost at the lowest it's ever been, but not quite. That is about 8 something, like 8.5 cents. So we have a little bit more wiggle room, but it's like at the very bottom. and I need to see some kind of recovery. We broke out of this falling wedge pattern right here, and we've just kind of been going sideways and stagnant ever since then. No big movements, and that's what I want to see. So there's no big patterns that I'm seeing on here. That's why look at this. Isn't like a what kind of head and shoulders is that? I mean, I guess that's kind of a head and shoulder type deal. Uh, I don't know what's going on with these patterns, ladies and gentlemen. They don't look right. That is not a. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I wouldn't say it's that. I would say it's this. But then where's the neckline? Right? There's no neckline on this side. So it just it doesn't add up. But it did, and it broke down. So I'm gonna start looking at them. If they can, break out even like that, even without the neckline being prevalent, then I'm gonna look at them. Now this is how it should look, where both sides touch the line right here. See how the neckline touches this and this, which makes a shoulder. And then right here, and then this should make the neck. And then over here and here should make another shoulder, right? So we're missing like a part right here, but we can actually, if you see, there's a little wick right there, and that could actually be the wiggle room that we need to consider that a neckline. So we're going to do that. We're going to call it a neckline. If it breaks down under this, which it did right here, but then it closed above, and it closes below, then you're toast, and you're toast. So there it is. Now let's move on to Polygon, because this guy, I think this is not financial advice. Now is the time, people. I hope that didn't hurt your ears, but now is the time. And what do I mean? Does that mean take all of your life savings and all of your rent money and all of your grocery money and go throw it into crypto right now? And don't even care which one it is. Just close your eyes and pick one. Absolutely not. What I mean is if you were thinking about it, like you talked to somebody and you've been thinking about getting into it, I do one-on-one meetings with people in my membership. So if you get the highest level of membership and you've been looking to get into crypto and you need a little bit of help, but not financial advice, you just like want somebody to help walk you through, the steps of what it takes. I think that I could do that. Not like financially advising you, but like if you're having some technical help and you need just help to walk through it, I provide that kind of a service on my YouTube, which is if you get the highest level tier, it's like $25 a month for membership. But you get a one-on-one meeting with me, and what I would do is I would just give you trading strategies, not financial advice at all. I would make you sign a waiver saying that anything I say, no, you'll agree to that though, just to keep us both safe and for real. And then we will, go forward. And right now is a good time. Like Polygon is a good crypto to think about getting into because it's going to last. It's number 18 on the scale of cryptos, right? Jasmy, it's more of a risk, but I think it's going to be at least around until the next bull run. It looks like it has survived so far. A lot of volume. People are using it. Okay. Algorand has a lot of investors behind it, but not a lot of people using it ever since it stopped being just a layer 2. A lot of other cryptos are doing it better than Algorand. I don't know if it's the marketing or what. I like this crypto. I like the staking rewards, but it's missing something. I don't know what. If I did, I'd tell them to fix it, and then it'd probably be better. But I don't know what it's missing. It's just missing something. The graph, a crypto that I thought was going to make me rich, like I think ICP now. And it still might bring me wealth. I'm not going to probably put enough money in it to make me rich now because it just performed so horribly. But maybe I just wasn't ready for the bear market, right? So I'm going to prepare a lot more for the next bear market. I let this one get me, even though I knew it was coming. But anyway, so the graph, it looks like a good crypto. I'm going to hold it, and I might buy more just because it's the Google of blockchains. And I don't say that because it's the Google of blockchains, but what it does. It indexes and queries data doing what Google does. So that's why I like it, not because supposed Google of blockchains. That has nothing to do with Google, actually. So, and then you got your polygons, which is a layer two, also now builds its own blockchain, but it has deep ties with Ethereum. It has a very, very big community, and unlike Algorand, it's at rank number 18. Okay, this is number 28 though, so don't sleep on Algorand. But Internet Computer is coming for that 28 spot. Anyway, and Graph, this one's got to be way down there. So 63, this is below Internet Computer. Now let's look at Jasmy as well, since we're 373. So this is when you start getting riskier. When you buy crypto, always come to CoinMarketCap and look at the rank. If you don't do anything else on CoinMarketCap, because you never know, but come look at this rank. And what you need to know about this rank is the higher this number is, the more risky it is to buy and hold for the long term. Because it has, like I said, a smaller market cap is more dangerous. But these also can pump a lot too. So it being here still in the top 500, having only a $46 million market cap but a ton of volume, that's why the risk seems worth it on here. But as you see, these ones are starting to get higher up on the rank. Number 28, even number 63 is not that bad. So these are going to be legit cryptos. They are the $641 million market cap, only a $38 million volume though. See how much market cap this one and how small the volume? That's less than Jasmy. Jasmy had $70 million in volume. So 38 million, yeah, like that's about half. And then Algorand 72 mil, that's about the same as Jasmy. And then we look over here. Polygon, $626 million in volume. A $4.6 million market cap. That's why it's number 18, is because of this market cap. They go by market cap rank. And yeah, so 626, that's a lot of volume. And it's still only at 57 cents. So that's why I would say if I was going to buy Polygon, like I said, I never throw all of my money in crypto at once, but I would start dollar cost averaging right at this level. Right where we are right now, I'd throw a little bit in and then see if it goes down lower. If it does, throw a little more in, so on and so forth. So this one's looking a little better in the scheme of things. It does look like a massive inverse head and shoulders is going to play out right here. What in the heck? Look at that bad boy. Oh my goodness gracioso. Did we miss it? Like, what is... What is that? That's an inverse head and shoulders if I ever seen one. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Looky. Who's got hooky? All right. Now, if this breaks out, Polygon is going to... Look at that. It's probably going to go right to here. So it's probably a little bit too high up here. Definitely didn't mean to do that, but I shrunk that thing instead of bringing it down like I wanted to. Okay, there we go. So that's a crazy support level or resistance level right there. So if this inverse head and shoulders does break out to the upside, we're good. But this is also a cup and handle right here on Polygon. Look at this. Cup, handle. How it goes down. Let's actually zoom in so that I can show you the cup and handle. See that? Cup, which it has this level right here, and you go down to a certain level and then all the way back up to your starting level. And then that would be the cup. And then what you do is you go down to about a third of the way down, hit a level right here. See how this is a support level right here? And then that normally takes you back to the top of the handle, which is at 60 cents. Now but there is some downward trending resistance right here from this inverse head and shoulders. So if this goes back up, touches this neckline, breaks the neckline out, and then it goes all the way up to almost 87 cents. Now, is that going to happen? That looks like a bull trap to me. Now if Bitcoin was like taken off to 22, 23, 24K, possibly. But I mean, Polygon could have a nice breakout on its own. Cryptos can do that sometimes. You know, if Bitcoin is just going sideways, this guy could just blast up here real quick. As long as Bitcoin doesn't like dump during the same time, because then it'll just bring it back down. But yeah, you can have altcoins break out, but not being with Bitcoin. It happens sometimes, not very often, and not all crypto does it. It's just whatever, something might be happening good in the ecosystem. A lot of money could have came in. Like there's many different reasons. But as you see, it's already going up. Since we've been talking, it was down a little bit lower. So if it goes all the way up to about 60 cents, and then I say if it breaks 63, it's going to go up even higher. So that's a pretty big area of breakout. So I'd be looking at about 63 cents on Polygon for a breakout. But this is a good level to start getting in at. I would have liked to have got in at about 34 cents. Look how low it just was at 34 cents. Went way up, went back down to about 46. Polygon, there actually might be some short-term money to be making in Polygon. I said there's no short-term money to be made in crypto right now, but I'm wrong. I'll admit when I'm wrong. This is actually, you know, a crypto that you could have made some dough if you bought right here, sold right there, bought right here, sold right there. I mean, those are pretty nice margins. 46, you know, to 60, 35 to 60, almost double in just a matter of days. So Polygon, nice. I don't know why I haven't been looking at this one more lately. This is actually some fun TA. But I think I've been talking for like 5 hours now, so I think we're gonna call it a night. How long has it? Oh, it's only been 47 minutes. I just felt like I was talking forever. I think it's because I wasn't talking with you guys that much. Super bullish for Algorand and makes you happy. What is it? You got to tell me what it is. Oh, it's 6 figs here too? What's up, man? Charts during a... I spread FUD because of charts during a bear market? Okay. No, I help you figure out what's going on. Go watch my go read my blog, bitcoinrenegade.net. Fire! I worked for hours on that thing. I should give myself a raise. I think I'm giving myself a raise for that one. I'm going to give myself 2 pennies an hour instead of 1. Have you ever heard of Terra? Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it over here. Yeah, yeah. And so I heard something really good. I like what he said here. Sometimes King Love will hit you with some truth and then some reasoning as well. All right, let's see. Right here. I think he was talking to someone else, but he said, I will say this, though. My opinions are not set in stone. If I'm proven wrong, I'll gladly release my clause. I'm tired of seeing people lose money to rug pulls and people defending them. So, I heard something today that's going to help everybody with this, and it's called what? Okay. I don't remember the saying. Dang it, it was a cool saying, but basically the gist of it is trust, but evaluate. Always. So, and what I mean by trust is not give all your information and trust like everything like that, just the amount of trust, like, okay, you are who you say you are, but let me go check. Let's make sure. And some of them, yes, they hide. So that's why it's not just like black and white with crypto and rug pulls and all of those things, because some of those look really good. Terra, the best one of all time, right? It looked like every other one on here. So, and it might not have, started out that way. It might not have been intended to be that way, and then it did. So those are the things that I'm saying. But trust, but evaluate. Always, and they say research, but find out who they are. It's always about the team, because if the developers give up, the project's done. So you need developers with passion and drive. And yes, Jasmy being a Japanese coin, we don't really get to see. But actually, even US coins, I don't really get to see what's going on. I live in the US, so it doesn't really matter. We have the internet now, so everything's worldwide. But I would like to know more about the owners of Jasmy, the developers of Jasmy, and the team. I would like to know more about them. Like with ICP, the people. Like they post them, they're there, they're on their channels, they're where they're supposed to be. Now the graph, I've never seen any faces behind the graph, and I think every good project needs a leader, like a strong leader. And that's why I think Elon Musk does so well in his business, because he's that strong leader. Then you have ICP. Dom is that strong leader. So when you look at a company, first off, look at the CEO. Do a research on him, or the CEO, or the chief operating officer, or the chief engineer officer, one of those higher ups. Look at all of them, look at their background, and see what they're made of. And that is normally a way you can tell. If they went to like a 4 or 8 year college, they're probably legit. That's why I was thinking Pi was legit, because they're a bunch of Stanford graduates. That's not always true, because they can be shady too. But normally the projects that have smart people that are doing a lot of good things, they turn out good, because Pi looked like the biggest scam in the world. And now they actually migrated my Pi to mainnet now. If you guys have dealt with Pi cryptocurrency, they're actually moving it to mainnet now, and mine will be unlocked in August or September. August, and it'll finally be unlocked. Not all of it, because they only give you the amount that you mine, and then everybody else has to do KYC as well. But at least it's legit, and I'm getting some of my crypto. But those are the things. I thought it was a scam because they had you watch ads. Every time you would press that mine button, an ad would pop up and it'd be like, yeah, watch this. I'm like, okay. And I did it for 2 years and nothing. I'm like starting to get to the point where I'm like, man, this has got to be a scam. I mean, but they're not taking money from people. They're just scamming our time. So it's really hard to tell in this world. But if you don't trust it, don't invest in it. But without risk, where is the reward? And like I was saying, Jasmy's number 353 in the market cap. So that means the higher the market cap, the higher the risk to invest. Just know that. Bitcoin, number 1 market cap. The least risky to invest out of all of them, of going to zero and being gone. And so all right, good points, guys. That's why I need you guys, all of you, to be active in the community, because who knows when you say something that might spark like a big idea, or something cool that we talk about. So don't be afraid to talk, man. Your opinions are valued here, even if there's stuff I don't like. You see, I don't erase bad comments unless they're derogatory. I let people say, oh, ICP to $4. I don't erase those ones. I don't agree with it, but I believe that you have the right to say whatever you want, as long as it's in not a negative way. You start talking negative, and I'll mute you eventually. But trust but verify. There it is, right there. Trust but verify. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. That's what I was talking about right here. Trust but verify. The best thing that I've heard, because it's true. You want to give that level of trust, because imagine if you went into business, like a business meeting, and you're like, I don't trust you. I don't like you. I don't know who you are. And like, you don't know who they are. But you don't just go, here, I don't know who you are. Here's my wallet and my PIN code for all my stuff. No, you get to know them. You look into them and verify, right? So it's a pretty easy thing to do. Normally, like when you see someone face to face, it's easier to read if they're lying. Digital takes all that away. People that normally wouldn't lie face to face have no problem lying on the internet. But you go up to them, really? They'd be like, oh, sorry, it's a scam. Like they'll break. So, the internet has just made monsters, but it's also made some good stuff, like, cars that drive without drivers, and cryptocurrency, and Yeah, ICP to 350. Trust. He said I'm betting the house and I'm betting the wife on it. Shouldn't bet the wife, man. She finds out you're toast. No, just playing. But yeah, bearish on ICP. I remember that. I do remember that. I had to kind of convince you a little bit. But I think the more I talked about it, I was a little bit worried about ICP too, though. When it went from 44 down, I'm not gonna lie, I was worried. But then I started researching it, and I kind of had a flashback to Bitcoin. That's why I talk about it, like comparing it to Bitcoin so much. Because if you think about it, if we follow the track of Bitcoin from where it was to where ICP is now, and then kind of factor in Ethereum because it's more like Ethereum, your two biggest cryptos are basically what we are comparing internet computer to. ICP because of the DeFi, the smart contracts, the functionality, Bitcoin because of the integration that's coming up, and internet computer resembles a new advancement in technology. 2008, the advancement in technology was cryptocurrency. Now it's chain key cryptography and canister smart contracts at internet speed, and that's internet computer. You went from Bitcoin, which was a decentralized payment system, to Ethereum, which is a decentralized financial system and a peer-to-peer payment system. Then you have ICP, which runs at internet speed and has chain key cryptography that can integrate with both of those previous. It's like the new technology, the new PS4. You got the PS1, which is Bitcoin, the PS2, which is Ethereum, and the PS3, which is ICP. Well, you can play all of the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games on the PlayStation 3 because it's backwards compatible. And actually, these ones are actually forwards compatible too, I believe. So you can trade them back and forth. I know you could trade native Bitcoin on the Bitcoin with canister smart contracts. I don't know if you will be able to trade Bitcoin on ICP because then it would have to be wrapped. So I think it doesn't go vice versa. If I think about it, I think that it can't happen because it would run on Bitcoin, but it would confirm on ICP because of the smart contracts. So it's really integrated. It's really crazy. So the manipulation as well as the timing. I agree 100% with Six Figs and his evaluation of FTX and how it was shady, how they went days early and all of that with the futures and how the price got manipulated. It probably would have went to about $1,200, maybe $1,500 and sat at maybe a couple $100. But since that happened and where it was in the bull run when that happened, it was just a bad time because we were going into that bear market in the last summer when ICP came out in May, and then June, July, we had that bear market. So right when it went to its peak, when it came out, we went into a bear market for 2 months. So bad timing for the Genesis launch, which they never would have known that, like at the time, like, oh yeah, it's going to go into a 2-month bear market right after we're going to launch. So you can't blame Definity for that one. That was just kind of bad time. The world's like that sometimes, just bad timing. So, but what that did is it gave everybody ammunition to badmouth it before they researched it. And that's why it took so long for Bitcoin to take on. But now that that's over with, the Bitcoin people are smarter about it. People are understanding crypto, not just ICP. Look at, some of these like Polygon. Look at how awesome the price action has been on Polygon lately. Like, I'm legit impressed. It held like a champ in this bear market. I almost regret not holding more Polygon. I made a lot of money off of it and I got out of it. But I should have had, I almost wish I would have had it here instead of the graph. This is what I was hoping the graph would do, is something like that, but Polygon really kicking butt. So, yeah, FTX, they make that guy seem like he's like some saint or something, but I judge people by their actions and what they do. Now, if you say something, I'll say, hey, yeah, okay, let's see it. you do that. But if you talk a big game and you never give back to anybody, then I don't want to hear it anymore. So, I think that's what we're gonna end it tonight. I'm thinking this week. So Tuesday, we're gonna do an ICP video. Wednesday, what should we do tomorrow? Before we go off the air, what what should I do tomorrow? I want to know what you guys want me to do, because if there's nothing in the news or anything, I just have to make stuff up. So, um, XF is more like Xbox. I didn't mean it in the sense that it's like a PlayStation. I was just using it for the backwards compatibility scenario. But yeah, it is a lot more like an Xbox. You're right. Uh, but anyway, so yeah, what are we gonna do tomorrow? That's all I want to know. So maybe leave it in the comments if you guys are sticking around till the end. What should we talk about tomorrow? I can't even think of anything. Maybe metaverse coins. Eh, what do you think we should do? Let's talk. Maybe we'll have a chat tomorrow afternoon on Telegram. Be at Telegram at like noon tomorrow, and we'll have a little chat there. See if you guys want to see what crypto's doing. We'll have a little chat. See, because we don't know what's going on in crypto tomorrow, so maybe we'll just wait till tomorrow. And then, like I said, at about noon, we'll just go in there, see if any news is happening. If crypto is pumping crazy, or big news, like if VGX Voyager, pays people back finally, or I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen. So Shiba new reward coin. Okay. There's an idea. So exactly, all you have to do is leave your idea, and I'm pretty open to a lot of things. Just no scam coins and no garbage. But you guys are a good audience, so I'm saying that mainly for any new people that come around. All right, guys. That being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good Bitcoin. Bang! Yeah, I'm always online. You guys, if you really need to get a hold of me, just comment on a YouTube thing or something. I'll get back to you on YouTube. Like that's the best way to contact me, because I have my notifications on YouTube for my channel, and I don't have my notifications on anywhere else. So if you want to get a hold of me, leave a comment on YouTube, Telegram too. But